Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Tyler Talks Travel Trailers here at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we're about to tour something very nice. Some of you may know I was on my trip, my yearly Oregon trip. I went up the coast with my girlfriend. It was incredible. I probably looked like I gained a little weight, ate a lot of good food, experienced the coast. It was awesome. I loved it, but unfortunately the trip had to end. And while I was gone, we got a lot of great units in, and I picked probably my favorite layout that we got in. And wow, it is impressive. You know how much I love Flagstaff, but Flagstaff does not make a layout like this in a 25-foot length trailer. This is awesome. It gives you a little bit of everything. This is going to be a 2026, no boundaries, 19.6. Of course, we put the beast mode package on it. So if you don't know what that is, it has a CURT independent suspension. So this thing will take you anywhere you want to go. It is very capable and it will take you where most trailers will not. So if that's something you're looking for, the beast mode package does give you a lot of options for boondocking and getting off the beaten path. I've shown you a lot of these, but I've never shown you this layout. And I think you guys are going to be putting this one on your list of ones to see in person because, ooh, it's nice. So, like always, we're going to do the specs first. It takes me 1 minute to do those specs, and then we'll dive inside. Let's go, guys. So the basic specs on this 2026 No Boundaries 19.6 with the Beast Mode package. Your unloaded vehicle weight is 5,098 pounds. Your cargo carrying capacity is 1,500 pounds, which brings your potential fully loaded weight to 6,598 pounds. Your hitch weight is 665 pounds. Your exterior length is 25 feet 2 inches total. Your exterior width is 7 feet 4 inches. Your exterior height is 10 feet 11 inches. Your tanks, your fresh water tank is 30 gallons. Your black water tank is 30 gallons. And your gray water tank is 30 gallons. Your awning size is 16 feet. Let's jump inside. Awesome, guys. Now that we got those specs done, we will start with the inside, work our way out and around. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I try to give you as much info as I possibly can, so we're going to go through all the options, all the features, the construction, and I also give some great measurements that I think are helpful because you're watching it on video and sometimes it can be a little deceiving, but this floor plan, the 19.6, is going to be on my top 5 list for sure. If you're looking for something under 25 feet or at 25 feet, this thing just perfect. Look at that. Woo! And there is a lot of floor plans that are very similar to this, like the 22FBS for Flagstaff. It just doesn't have that L shape right there. I'll do a quick walk around real quick, but I think, I hate to say it, I think Nobo did it a little better. So we're going to get into this. As you can see, when you first walk in, to the left, you kind of have your pantry area / wardrobe. It's got the nice green tone to it. And that will be your hanging wardrobe on the right side. They give you a little piece of extra trim just in case. This wardrobe is going to be 12 by 23 and 48 inches tall. So a nice tall wardrobe right here. So if you want to hang your jackets on the way out, you can, or in. And then to the left, you kind of have a place maybe for food and snacks. These are nice and deep. Each one of these is going to be 14 by 23, and the top one will be 17 inches, 16 inches, and 15 inches tall. So you got some variations there in height, but overall, pretty good storage there for all your food and snacks. I love the magnets that they use on these Nobos versus the rolly pins because those tend to stretch out. You got your raised beveled edge, just a nice sleek look with the hidden hinges. They just do really good on the interior of No Boundaries and Surveyor. I always say it. They look very like modern. What's the word? Feng shui. So that will be kind of like your place to put some food. Over here to the right, we're going to start with the kitchen area. Lots of counter space. I think that's what I love most about this floor plan. Plenty of prep space. You got some storage for bowls, cups, plates, things like that. To the right, you do have some, you can kind of use this as prep space, all of this, because of the tops that they put on it. And if you wanted to know how much you got, so from all the way over here to here, it's going to be 23.5 by 82.5. So a lot of counter space when you're cooking, but then when you're ready to cook, lift this up, push that back, And then you got backsplash there, 2 top burner, nice and flush with the countertop, so you don't have to worry about pots and pans sliding off. Got your fancy dancy lights and your igniter. Down below, they did give you some drawers. Woohoo! Sometimes they forget, I don't know why. Not super deep, they're 9 by 20 and 3 inches deep. 9 by 20 and 3 inches deep for those 2 drawers right there. Over here to the left, you do have your undermount sink. I didn't say farm style. I'm gonna work on that. That's just what the industry calls it. So yeah, you got a nice deep sink right here. As you can see, you got your cutting board that you could put right here as well, so you can use it as prep space, or obviously your cutting board. I probably wouldn't use it for that because I like how good it looks. Got the Nobo engraving. Let's flip this back over because everything has a place. So when you're ready to use your sink, lift this up, put it right there. And I'm a little bummed out about this. They did change the sinks out from the 25 model year. They gave you all those like bins and trays and waterfall spouts and stuff like that. They took that away. Not sure why. I need to ask. But this is going to be 13.5 by 21 and 6 inches deep for your sink. 13.5 by 21 and 6 inches deep. So a nice deep sink to actually get some pots and pans cleaned in here. You have your gold metal faucet. Everything kind of matches. And then you have like a waterfall spout up here, or if you want to bring it down and spray stuff off, you can. Over here you do have your cup cleaner, so just stick your cup on there and it'll kind of swoosh it around for you. Do not press that when you're out looking at dealerships because there is antifreeze in the lines, and if you push that, it's going to get antifreeze everywhere. I have done it myself. Over here to the bottom, you do have storage underneath. So this is going to be 22 by 33 and 13 inches tall to the sink. So a nice place to put your soap. And dish rack. That one's a little smaller. I did not measure that one. Dang, I forgot to put the air conditioner on and now I'm roasting. It was kind of cold this morning. Once Balloon Fiesta hits, it gets a little cold. Over here to the left, you do have some more storage, maybe for pots and pans, stuff like that. This one is going to be 15 by 18.5, and the top one will be 18 inches tall. The bottom one will be 16 inches tall. So like I said, a nice place for pots and pans. Up above will be for like your plates and bowls, cups. Just keep in mind this is a couples coach, so you don't have to bring like your whole kitchen along. You know, maybe you could just bring, you know, 3 bowls, 3 plates, 3 cups. This is gonna be 12 by 36 and 14 inches tall for this storage area up above. Moving on, pretty nice kitchen. You do have a microwave, but as you noticed, you do not have an oven. Some people like ovens when they're out camping. But they did kind of make up for it because check it out. It's got the air fryer, baby. And you got the convection oven. So you got a microwave, air fryer, and convection oven all in one unit. I love air fryers. I always say this. I always thought I was too macho. I was like, I'm going to use the grill. And then my girlfriend's mom got us one, and we use it probably twice a week at least. You got your light fan combo right here. So it does have an exhaust that will pull the smoke out. So if you're like me and you burn stuff, that will come in handy. Moving on behind me, you got the 10 cubic foot 12 volt refrigerator. And I say it every time, I love 12 volt fridges because they cool so much faster. Gas electric, you tend to have to put them on the night before. Whereas these, you can literally have it on for 15 minutes and you'll already feel it starting to get cold and the freezer chilling. But nice big fridge. They are a little deeper too because there is no metal coils in the back. So deeper and more efficient. And then there is your fridge. Dang, I got a runny nose. Sorry, guys. So a nice deep 12 volt refrigerator. We will get into solar and all that stuff in just a bit. I'm just kind of showing you the lay of the land. Right here, you do have your slide out. This is going to be your slide right here where your couch is. Pretty deep slide. We will put it in so you can see what travel mode is like though. It does have the theater seating. I think you can get the trifold sofa if you wanted to accommodate, you know, an extra guest. So you have both options. Me personally, I would go with the theater seating because beggars can't be choosers and they are just as comfy if someone needs to sleep on them. So you bring that down. You got your cup holders for all those cold snacks. Both sides you have these trays that you can kind of swivel, and you can even take these out if you want. Pretty good size. I forgot to measure that one. But you can actually put a plate on there or a laptop if you need to get work done. I did measure the width of this. Come on. I measured from the arm inside of what you're actually sitting on, not the whole thing, just to give you a better idea. 4 feet 10 inches right there in the middle, and 58 inches. I like that they give you the option, you know, if you want to cuddle and snuggle up, you could throw this up still, and it's not just stuck like that. But what I do love about this positioning is it is placed pretty good because your TV is right in front of you. And like I said, you pull this little tab, bam, and my legs actually aren't hanging off. For some reason in RV theater seating, your legs will like hang off, and I'm not like the tallest guy, I'm 5'7", but they're nice and comfy. Turn you around, and look, I think they do lean back. Try not to put my shoes on it, see? Yeah, they lean back pretty far. So if someone did have to sleep here, like I said, beggars can't be choosers. It's very comfortable. And like I said, positioned nicely in front of the TV. The right side is going to be a little off-centered, but you can pull this TV out if you need to and kind of move it over so it's a little more centered. So this is the angle from the right side. I had a subscriber that wanted me to show that. So that's from the right side and then your left side. So not mad at the positioning of the TV. This TV will be a 12-volt TV, so it'll run without being plugged into a generator or shore power. And it is a smart TV, 32-inch smart TV with all the apps ready to go. YouTube, so you can watch Tyler Talks Travel Trailers. And then over here is probably my favorite part about this unit is the bar stools. Kind of got a bar table area right here, whereas like on the Flagstaff, I haven't seen a layout that really gives you the bar stools unless you get into like a 29-foot trailer. But how nice does that look? You got the stitching. I just love the way Surveyor and Nobo makes the interior of these trailers. They do give you a little strap that you can kind of put those in place so that way they don't go around on you, fly around when you're driving down the road. But nice. They look comfortable too. It's not like it has a back to it. So if you need to get up here, get some work done. And this counter space, like I said, is massive. Look at this. So this area right here is going to be 32.5 by 44. So what I like about that is like if you're wanting to get work done with your computer or something, maybe you're working on something, you got plenty of room right here, and whoever's in the kitchen still has plenty of room to, you know, do dishes, put a drying rack out, prep space. So there's really a way where both people can utilize this area, which I like. They didn't make it so small. Sometimes they make them like real small, like this small, and you could barely even put a plate on it. So I'm really happy about that with Nobo. Down below, if you notice, it's got those nice lights, the underglow. You do have a plug right here. So if you're working right here, you can have a plug for your laptop or whatever you're using. I did not show you the plug in the kitchen. So right here, you do have a plug tower, but this also serves as a charging pad. So you stick your phone on there and it'll charge. Pull these up, and then you got 2 plugs here, USB and USB-C for the iPhones. Whoa, and then this just goes down nice and flush. Looks good. I don't think there was a plug on this side. Not on this side. So that will be your main plugs right here in the kitchen, so you can still put your coffee pot. Like I said, it's not going to take up space from someone sitting right here. So if you want to keep your coffee pot out, you can. Moving on to the front. We do got a 60 by 80 true queen. I say this in every video. RV mattresses, it doesn't matter what brand you buy, they kind of suck. They are not very comfortable. So the benefit of the 60 by 80 is you can go to any mattress store and get the mattress you want without having to get an RV mattress. If you're not familiar with RV mattresses, they're usually 60 by 74. So they're about 6 inches shorter, so you'll be able to get yourself a residential mattress, get you a nice Tempur-Pedic to get a good night's sleep, or if you just want to buy a pad, it'll fit without hanging off it, or you won't have to buy like a special mattress. But they do make 60 by 74, so don't be too worried if you find a trailer you like that is 60 by 74. I love the north-south queen because you can walk around it. You don't have to disturb your partner. You know, if you're someone that gets up all night long like me, I can't sleep. You can get out without, you know, rolling over your partner on some other layouts that they make that, you know, it's going to be an east-west bed. Giving you a reference of what kind of space you have right here. On the side, you got 14 inches of walkway on both sides. So 14 inches of walkway, so they're equal on both sides. So, you know, a lot of times one side will be bigger than the other. So they gave equal walkway as well as equal plugs on both sides, equal wardrobes. Everything is the same on both sides. So we will just open this side. So if you have a CPAP machine, anything like that, you got a place back here to put it that I'll show you here in a sec. Ooh, I like the glass inlay. That looks good. Open this up. You do have the hanging wardrobe like this on the other side. It's going to be 11 by 18.5 and 33.5 inches tall for the hanging wardrobe. You got a light in here that you could shut off if you want, but I think it looks nice with that glow. Up above, you have storage from wall to wall all the way across. And this is deep. This is great. Like if you're going on a really long trip and maybe you're going to be in a cold state, then you're going to be in a hot state, you have a place to put your winter clothes and your summer clothes. This is going to be 14 by 24 and 85.5 inches long. Well, I did that backwards. It'll be 14 by 85.5 and 24 inches long. So like I said, it does go back pretty far. Wall to wall storage. Really nice cabinetry. I like that they did two tones, you know, that white tone and then the green tone, contrasting colors. It looks really good. Over here, like I said, if you have a CPAP machine, this is a perfect spot for that. Oh, let's see if I can crawl in here without getting my shoes on anything. So I love that they gave you plugs here too, not just over there in the front, because like if you have a CPAP machine, it's very important for you to take that with you to get a good night's sleep. You have your USB and USB-C plug. And then some shelves right here that I did forget to measure, but I'll throw my hand on there just to give you a reference. So it goes all the way up, gets a little narrower at the top. And then, ooh, man, I am not someone that likes to fly. I think I'm still sore from flying. My back is hurting. Can't move. Okay, and then you have your windshield right here. I love the clips. These are nice. I like the clips a little more than the magnets. Flagstaff uses magnets and they're kind of hard to put on. So there is your nice big windshield. So I'm a fan of the windshield because then you can let in some natural light. Just clip that on. And they do make aftermarket covers for these, so don't be too worried. They make there's some companies out there that do have little like things you could put on the front with magnets and stuff. So don't be too worried. If you can get the front windshield, definitely get it because it's nice. Up front, try to turn you slow. You have even more storage and drawers. If we lift this up, oh yeah. So you got 4 drawers right here. Woo, I'm even out of breath. We were at sea level and we're at like 6,000 feet where I'm at, so I'm gonna have to acclimate again. These are gonna be 15 by 19 and 3 inches deep for all 4 of those drawers. Pretty good. There's not really any storage up there. A little bit. Did not measure that one. If you are new to the channel, I go live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I will be going live tomorrow. The only way I don't do it is if I get a customer that comes in. And it's been working out pretty well. People come on, ask questions. You can tour the whole lot with me. It's pretty fun. And then you do have your reading lights up here as well that you could turn off. Windows on both sides. You got your emergency exit on this side and that one. They will all open. I even like these valances. Look how good they look. Fancy snanchy. Is that fancy snanchy? I can't say it. So right here, I did want to show you this, how much room you got from the couch to the countertop. You got 2 feet 6 inches from the counter to the couch. So plenty of walkway. So if you have that, the theater seating kicked out, you could still get by when those are up. Down below, I did notice you have another plug if you're sitting at the couch. So pretty decent amount of plugs. Yeah, you at least have a plug on every section where you're sitting. One thing I love is they did a massive window. Look at how big that window is. It's always give and take though. Like on Flagstaffs, they give you more cabinets up above, but their windows are a lot smaller. So it's kind of tough for me to decide. which one would I prefer? Like, I like the big window. It just doesn't open, but it's nice to look out. You got windows on both sides, so you can crack those open and still get a cross breeze in this slide out. Like I said, when we go outside, we will put the slide in so you can see travel mode. Talking about the interior height in this trailer. So from floor to ceiling, you got 6 feet, 6 inches of height. So I feel like most people will be pretty okay in that. And then your AC is up above. You got a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. And that thing gets cold. I should have put it on because now I'm kind of getting a little hot. But moving on, woo, just keep this going. Going to the back. Once we get done with the bathroom, we'll come out, talk about some of the features, options, construction, and do travel mode. So I am very impressed with this bathroom. Flagstaff has a layout that has a bathroom like this, but it doesn't have the knee room like this. This has tons of knee room. Look at that. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's the biggest I've seen in this type of layout. First thing I always tell you guys to do is sit on the commode. Make sure it's comfortable, because the last thing you want is an uncomfortable toilet. As you can see, you got your porcelain throne right there, so it's not a plastic toilet. It'll stay a little cleaner. Let's sit on this. So look at that. Look how much knee room I have. I've shown you guys other layouts like the 21 FBRS, but your knee kind of hits the door, or on the 22 FBS, your knee hits the door. And I think it's because they didn't put the fridge behind me. So the knee room you got 19 inches of knee room to the shower. So it's hard to tell, but that is quite a bit. Like I said, I'm 5'7". I'm not the biggest guy, but I have a feeling most people are going to be fine in this. I'll turn you around so you can make fun of me. So shoulder room's good. Right-handed people, left-handed people. I think everyone will be comfortable on this toilet. Ooh, like I always like to show this. Look at the wallpaper. How cool is that? You got a cow, you got a tent, you got a lassie, you got Cowboy Dan, some mountains, and a rabbit. That looks cool, huh? I love the interior that they're doing on these 26s. Turn you around nice and slow. But look, I can literally move around in here. That's what I like. Like, I can actually take some steps. Whereas like in the 21 FBRS, you're kind of, it's kind of tight, if I'm being honest. So you got a good sized sink. It is a round sink, so the measurements are a little hard. Man, it's going to be 10 by 11.5 and 5 inches deep. So nice deep sink. Not a whole lot of counter space around it, but there is a tiny bit. Down below you have easy access to your plumbing and some more storage right there. And your medicine cabinet, pretty standard, with the mirror. And I do like the toothbrush holder. That's pretty nice. They're like hidden. Pretty cool. Over here you do got your shower enclosure. It is a corner shower, which gives you a little more space to rinse off and scrub, do what you need to do. And I will stand in it. I also did measurements, but just give you a reference. I'm 5'7", like I said. I think I'm 157 pounds still after that trip. I think I'm like 170. So much clam chowder, crab legs. Oh man, yeah. I'm kind of tired of seafood now. But the skylight definitely helps with that height. It also lets in some natural light. But like I said, I can, you can move around in here with that corner shower. I'm someone that will take a smaller bathroom and have more living space or storage. So I am very happy with this bathroom because it's not super small like the 21 FBRS. So talking about interior height of the shower. So from the shower pan, there's a little lip that you step up into. To the skylight, you got 6 feet, 5 inches. Most people should be comfortable in that. 77 inches, 6 feet, 5 inches of headroom right there. Shower pan is, I got rough estimates because it is a little rounded. It's 29 by 29 roughly. So like I said, you definitely have room in there to rinse off and scrub. And then you have your wand as well. And it seems like it's at a good height. They always put them like at your shoulder, but if you are taller, you still might have a little bit of an issue. But the wand, you could take it off and do what you got to do. It does have the big fart fan, baby. Woo! Yeah, look at how big those blades are. Sometimes they're so small, they're like this big, they do nothing. This does have 4 speeds on it, so it will pull out some air. I don't believe it has the rain cover. Let's check. So it does. Ooh, nice. So there, it looks like Nobo is starting to put rain covers on these trailers. The nice thing about that is obviously if it's raining and you leave it open, you don't have to worry about it. But the other thing I always encourage people to do is when you're going down the road, just turn this on, and then you can. It won't be so stuffy in here whenever you get into the trailer. So you do got the rain cover right there. Love that. And that is pretty much the bathroom. Over here to the left, you do have a plug, and you do have a tankless water heater. So this is a nice one because you could pick different modes. Like I always say this, my girlfriend loves lava for water. I don't. So what's nice is you can have your own temperatures and then just click it, and then it will help preserve a little bit of water and get to the temperature that you like. And you could take as long of a shower as you want because it is not, you know, your 6-gallon tank that they usually put on trailers. So, what do you guys think? We will talk about a little bit of solar and stuff. So, this is a pretty nice unit considering the amount of solar they give you. It is the beast mode. So, you do get, let me double check. I think 400 watts of solar, 30 amp solar controller, and 2000 watt inverter. I had a brain fart right there. I do so many trailers. So 400 watts of solar. If you do not get the beast mode, you do not get 400 watts of solar. I think you get like 100. So the beast mode is not just the suspension. It is a lot of other stuff that they include in the trailer. And I did a tour on the essentials only Nobo and the beast mode. And I'll put that at the end so you could compare the differences, because it is not the suspension and the price is significantly more by going up to the beast mode. So that would be one thing. So this will have those the solar and inverter, so that'll constantly keep your batteries recharged. It will not run your AC. So these will just trickle charge your batteries. Just keep that in mind. They do make a power package that it will run stuff, but this one does not. Up here, I want to talk about a really great feature. So heated holding tanks. This is the best way. So each tank has a 12-volt heat pad on it. You got one on your fresh, gray, and black. So if you're someone that likes to camp in cold weather, there's really 2 main ways that you can, heat that underbelly to keep your tanks from freezing. You can have an enclosed and heated, so you'll have like a vent from the heater going down there, ducted and blowing hot air in there. Or you can have the 12-volt heat pads, which this one does. It actually has both, which is awesome. So it is a heated and enclosed underbelly. The reason I like the 12-volt heat pad so much is because, let's say you're going from Arizona into Colorado, and Arizona's hot and Colorado is freezing temps, and you have your tanks filled. What are you going to do when you're driving into that cold state? You cannot just like turn your heater on and go down the road. I don't think that's legal. I don't think so. It's definitely not. So having the 12-volt heat pads, all you do is kick those on and going down the road, and because they're 12-volt, you don't have to worry, and your 7-way plug on your tow vehicle will keep those batteries recharged as well. So I'm a fan of the 12-volt versus just the heater going down there, because you have more opportunity to use it when you're going down the road. Also, if you're out, maybe fishing or hiking, you don't want to have to keep your heater running the whole day. Then you come back and all your propane is wasted just to keep those tanks from freezing. So huge fan. This does have the 12-volt heat pads, and you can use this in cold weather. Up above, and like I said, this does have heated and enclosed underbelly, so it has both options on it. It is very nice. Up here, you do have your 30 amp solar controller, so that will show you kind of your readings of all what's going on with the batteries and solar and stuff like that. And then you have all your readings right here for your tanks, fresh, gray, and then you have your water heater, water pump. Just flip a switch, it does its thing. You don't have to light it. You do have a Bluetooth speakers, indoor and outdoor speakers. You can see one right there. They do not do the radio anymore, so it's strictly just Bluetooth. That's pretty much what most companies have kind of started to do. Awning lights, porch lights, interior lights, and then your slide out we will put out right now. I'm very curious about what this travel mode is going to look like. Let's see. Ooh, I forgot to show you that feature. Stick with me. That's a nice one. Okay, put this in. Fingers crossed. Let's see. So if you're not familiar, travel mode is basically you put the slide in, see what you can and cannot access. It's not a big deal to me, but to some people it is. This one looks like it's gonna be... So, travel mode. It's not the worst travel mode, but it is not the best travel mode. I love this layout so much, I promise I would not be worried about this because just put your slide out. Do not ever sit on the slides when they're in. So like you can't just go like step onto the couch. You cannot sit or step on the slides when they are in. I know a lot of people get that confused because of motorhomes. Motorhomes are engineered to be, you can sit on them when you're going down the road. It doesn't matter what travel trailer, fifth wheel you get, you either have to put your slide all the way out to use it or don't use it. So in this instance, you would have to put the slide all the way out to get by because this is a Schwintek slide system, as you can see with the little squiggles. But I'm not mad at this travel mode trailer. It's still really nice because if you get groceries or anything, you could come in here and load the fridge up. So that's pretty cool. Also, what I love, this is one thing I'd probably want if travel mode was important to me. I would still want to be able to access the bathroom because if you're going down the road and you just don't have the time to put that slide out, bam, get in there and use the bathroom anytime you need to. So I think travel mode for me, the most important thing would be to access the fridge because I'm fat and the bathroom because, like I said, I'm fat and I eat a lot. So in case of emergency, you can get to the bathroom nice and easy. You stop off, you could still get to the countertop. So let's put this out. So if you want to make a sandwich, prepare some lunch, you can. But look how it doesn't take long to put the slide out. So if you stop off and you just need to take a nap real quick, just put your slide out and you're good. It's not like you need shore power to put it out. All of your slides will work off of the battery. So pretty simple. Another thing I like about Nobo is, let me show you this. So tell me if this would be annoying. All the lights off, all the lights on. What if you want to relax? What if someone over here is reading a book and just kicking back, and they need the light and someone else is like taking a nap? You don't want to have all the lights on. And keep an eye out for this. This might be a small detail, but I'm just pointing out what I hear other customers say that annoys them. Look, you could turn them all off individually if you want. So if you have a partner that stays up late like me and just needs a little light, you can still use them individually. I'm telling you, it might seem like a small detail, but when you're out looking at trailers, keep an eye out for that because a lot of companies, they don't give you the opportunity to turn that on and off. Down below, awesome feature. So this does have the road vac. Woo! And it's right by the doorway. This is a vacuum system, but it only works if you're plugged in to shore power or a generator. But what's nice, you know that dust that you just can't seem to get up, that little bit of dust? Well, all you got to do is just bam! Woo! And it's got some power. So flip it up, and then you'll get all that dust in. What I like is by the doorway. So when you're done with camping and stuff, sweep everything up. Very important to sweep up your floor because once rocks get underneath that slide, you're going to tear your flooring. So it's nice to have everything swept up and have this tool to make sure you get it all. You got your hoses and attachments right here that go in. Bam! Got some pressure. Woo! So I love this because, like I said, the last thing you want to do is tear your floor up because there's a rock somewhere in there. So sweep it all up, get it nice and clean, sweep it to here, and you got a tool to utilize to make sure it's all nice and clean. Down below is your fuse box, but that pretty much covers the inside of this awesome floor plan. We will go outside and talk about some of the construction, but I am a huge fan of this. I have a feeling it's going to sell once I post this video. Pretty nice. Moving on outside. It is pretty windy, so hopefully you can hear me. This does have the screen, so if you want to get some fresh air in here, you can. Woo, it's screaming. Every time Balloon Fiesta starts, it gets windy and cold. So I'll stop right here just in case I miss anything. Just remember, this is the beast mode. So like I said, you get the 400 watts, not just the 100. Let's see what it usually get. Pretty sure it's just the 100 watts. Oh, you'll get 200 watts if you don't get the beast mode. You got your 15,000 BTU air conditioner, all that good stuff. Let me pause there, I'm moving around. But lots of great features. I think I touched on most of them. We will start at the front. And does this look rugged and awesome? Look at that. So nice fiberglass cap up front with the windshield. You got your electric tongue jack, docking lights. It even has lights up and around the cap right there. It's got some bugs on it because we just got it. 20-pound propane tanks with the cover. You do have your battery area right here with your battery disconnect. So when you're ready to store it, just turn it off right there. This does have manual cranks right here. So it is not the electric jacks, it is the manual ones, but they do give you a socket where you can use the drill, and it's just as fast as electric. I kind of prefer these because if you're going on rugged terrain and you rip off an electric one, it is going to be super expensive. So these are pretty affordable to replace if you damage one, and they're just as fast as the electric stabilizers. You cannot lift the trailer or level it with that. That is just to keep it from moving inside. And as you noticed, I didn't have them down and it was stable. It's that beast mode, baby. Look at the storage, great storage. This is gonna be 26 by 82 and 18 inches tall for all of this storage. The doorway is a little smaller than the storage, so I always like to show this. It's gonna be 13 by 20 from here to here. So that's kind of the space you have to fit stuff in, 13 by 20. And let me pull this out right here. Ugh. This is your griddle. So I love Nobo still gives you the griddle. Flagstaff decided to not do it. Boo, Flagstaff, come on. You're supposed to give us more stuff. So you do have your griddle that I'll show you where that goes. The main thing I opened this for though is you see that aluminum framing right there? Yeah, good quality. This is a 6-side aluminum frame trailer, meaning the front wall, the back wall, both side walls, the roof, and the floor are all aluminum framed. It is not wood framed on these walls. When you go out and look at trailers, definitely ask the sales guy, is it 6-side aluminum framed? Because a lot of these companies, they'll put a sticker on the side and it says aluminum framing, and it's not 6-side aluminum framing. So it's gonna be a lot lighter, stronger, just more durable. You can see it's got the treated wood. So that is a superior construction aspect of Nobo right there. And there's still some more stuff that we could talk about. You do have the nice green look on the outside. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think of the green. Seems like people are loving it. And the trees right here is where you'll put your griddle. They're starting to do a much heavy dutier bracket than they did in the past. That makes it feel a little more safer when you're cooking with something that's so hot. And then you do have your propane line right down below. So when you're ready, it'll tie into those front propane tanks. Whenever you're done cooking or you need to spray the dog off, you do have your hot and cold water. So spray stuff off right there. Nice and convenient. Love the placement of the tankless water heater because usually they'll put it by the door on the other side. And then your door is much smaller than the normal one. So they put it right here and that's gonna help with the same size door on the other side of the storage. Got a plug right here. And of course, the most important thing, the beast mode package, baby. Look at that. Look at the wheels. All-terrain tires, mud terrain tires, and of course, let's see if I could crawl down here. I look like an idiot. Look at that. How awesome is that? So if you notice, there is no axle in the middle. So when you're going through that real rugged terrain, there's big boulders and stuff in the middle. You won't have to worry about hitting those. And it is a Curt independent suspension. So it has, I believe, 5 inches of flex. So each wheel will flex independently. So not only is it going to take you places that most trailers can't, but imagine how much that's going to help the frame of your trailer over the time of you owning it. You know, you hit a big pothole, you run over, you know, a big rock or boulder, all of that stress is going to be transferred into the frame of the trailer. With this, that is going to absorb a lot of that shock, and it's going to be a much better towing experience as well. Ooh, let me crawl back out. Ooh, I look like an idiot. I believe it does come with the TST tire monitoring system. I'm not 100% on that, but usually that's what that means. So it'll alert you if your tires are getting too hot, too low, and you'll get a little screen that you put in your tow vehicle. So that is a nice tool. There's a little sensor around the rim right there. There is customers on the other side, and I don't want to get them on video because they have kids. So we'll try to just kind of poke over there, and then we'll come back over here and finish some more construction aspects of the trailer. You do have another place to plug in a solar panel right here. If you needed to, you can daisy chain it, put some more out, put it in the sun, and then we will talk about that here in a second. You've got your all-terrain tire for the spare, matching tires, and it does have the ladder. It is prepped for the ladder, I know, boo! It is a nice ladder though, if you get it. It just like clips on, and then you kind of goes at an angle, so it's a little safer to go up and down. So if you wanted to, you can purchase that. It is a fully walk-on roof because, like I said, it is 6-side aluminum frame. This is a PVC roof, fully walkable PVC roof, so no maintenance. The PVC roof is also going to be a little more reflective, so that's going to help with keeping that cold air inside of the trailer. So if you're curious about the roof, it is a PVC roof. Kind of poke around here real quick, and then we'll go back around, and I want to talk about the dovetail right here on the other side. Like I said, it is a Schwintek slide system, and it is heavy duty. When you're out looking at trailers, push on the slides. You will be shocked. Some of them are so cheap, you can literally push, the slides in. You do got your potable water right here when you're dry camping, city water right there. Same size storage door on this side, like I said, because they didn't put the water heater right here. And then if you're ever curious, just go look at the VIN tag and you'll be able to see your lengths and weights and all that, your dry weights. Keep in mind, the weights are going to be different from what maybe I told you because I did it off the manufacturer website. If you want the exact weight, always look at that VIN tag because it's kind of like a general idea of what the weight is when it's on the manufacturer website. And the Nobo is going to be a little heavier than the normal one that doesn't have the beast mode because of the suspension. It is a little bit heavier. Now talking about construction, Asdale. So if you're curious how they make these walls, the way they make these walls is basically it'll go fiberglass, then it'll either go Luan or a composite material, then it'll go the rigid block foam, the aluminum, and then your inner walls. The companies that use Luan just think that's a thin sheet of wood that goes across the whole wall. And what happens when wood gets wet? It gets moldy, it starts to deteriorate, and it literally starts to separate. And they call that delamination. I'm sure you've seen it when walls get wavy. That means water has gotten in the walls, and now all of it is separating. So that is not good, and it's very common for that to happen. You've probably seen it out there with older trailers. So this will have a composite outer wall. So that is definitely going to help the longevity of this trailer. Down the road of you owning it, you still have to make sure that you check all your seals and stuff like that, but having that is definitely going to help in the case of some water is getting in there. You can repair it quick and be on your way and not have to worry about that wood getting moldy on you. So we'll come inside. I can't talk in front of people, I get nervous. I feel like a nerd, but yeah, that is a nice layout. Let me know what you guys think about it in the description or in the comments below. Let me set you down. So if you want to know where I'm located at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Our phone number will be down below in the description. So if you call in, please just ask for Tyler because we're on a rotating list. So if you don't ask for me, you could end up with another sales guy. And also, I am not a full-time YouTuber. I am a salesperson full-time. So you can imagine how busy I get. I am back from my trip, so back to the normal schedule. We will be doing a lot of tours. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a beast mode or a Nobo that has bunks and it still has the bar stools. It is awesome. Also, like I said, every Sunday, Mountain Standard Time at 3, I go live. Jump on with me. No one will see you or anything, but you can leave comments live and then I can show you what you're looking for. You could be like, hey, Tyler, I'm looking for something 25 feet. and 5,000 pounds, and we could tour the whole lot. It's really cool. And also you could just ask me any question you want and I can answer it, because I know this is a big landscape and all the information is like, whoa, you know, even all the stuff I talk about, whew, it is a lot, but I want to give you as much info as I can. I'm trying to be different than all the other YouTubers out there, because, you know, they kind of just walk through it and don't give you a lot of like the core construction aspects or the features and benefits, all that stuff. So I figure if it's too long and you get sick of me, you can just turn me off. Hopefully you got some good info out of it, and I'm happy to be back. Had a great trip, and yeah, you guys have a good evening, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.